it's been a while since I've been on my YouTube channel here, or my Instagram or my TikTok, or any of my platforms that sort of have to do with lifestyle and fitness. First of all, I wanted to come back and I wanted to take you guys through this part of my life because, for me, documenting has always been healing and sharing has always been healing. I think I see, at least personally, I see the impact is really large with stuff like this.
The last man I loved wrote his vows on my skin, used fuel as ink. I couldn't tell the difference between his lips and the lighter tucked beneath his tongue. I called it passion whenever he set me on fire. The fumes took up space where my heart should have been. I was spitting ashes for months. What no one tells you about the burning house is how slowly the flames appear. My friend told me that if you place a frog in cold water and slowly boil the pot, the frog will never know its life is in danger. It will die happy. What no one tells you about love is how slowly the flames appear. One day, you're falling asleep in their arms, warm. The next, you're dying, happy.
Wow, what a big boy pee-pee. So big. Good boy. Good boy, baby. He's such a good boy.
I told myself, I already feel like I'm about to cry. I told myself early on, somewhere at the start of this video, like maybe in the morning, that I would sit down and I would talk. But I know that talk's gonna be a little bit emotional. A little bit is crazy to say because like I know I'm gonna be a mess. But like I do when I'm like sort of scared or like nervously anticipating something, I just procrastinate a little bit. So I'll get to it, but until then, just enjoy this part of my day. I think it's a little mundane. That's just how my day-to-days have been, mostly. I just fill my days with things that sort of fulfill me and things that keep me busy, things that make me feel better. So that ranges, but a lot of the time, fuck.
My boundaries were always drawn in the sand close to the shore. The waves from the sea would kiss the sand and erase the line I drew, replacing it with their own line. A line I tiptoed around, a line I whispered about, a line I accepted. I lived by the sea's line for years, tiptoeing around its neglect, whispering about its hurt, accepting its pain. Until one day, I drew my line in the sand again. Only this time I drew it away from the shore and closer to my heart, where the sea would never touch it again.
Outside? You wanna go outside, baby? Outside? You wanna go outside, baby? Come here. Ari? Misty? Misty? You wanna go outside? Come on, baby. Let's go outside.
Rishi, Ari, Ari, Rishi. Come here, baby. I got this little guy. I got this little angel. His name is Hershey. He's 10 weeks old about right now. I got him when he was 8 weeks. He's super smart, so I've had him for like 2 weeks. He's an angel, actually. He's given me a lot more than just company. It's actually time to give him his second meal for today. I usually just give him a little bit more than what his portion size recommends on the back because my vet said that if he's eating a ton, which he is, he's like really excited about the food, that I should just not worry about overfeeding. So I've been giving him a little bit more, and yeah, he eats about 3 to 4 times a day. But I think it's time for him to have his second meal, so he's getting a little bit antsy. So I'm gonna give him that and take you guys through it. I usually just train him. I usually just train him while I'm feeding him because he's a little smart boy.
Misty? Get it.
I've had insomnia, like really bad sleep for months already.
Misty?
And just now I'm seeing the light a little bit, especially with the sleep, but it's still nothing close to healthy. So it concerns me. I think when I first
Get
found
it.
out, I was so concerned with my sleep, I like wrote down
Ari,
how much I was sleeping.
Ari, good boy. Misty? Down? Upres. Misty? Uppies. Upres, good boy. Misty? Down? Upres. Uppies. Upres. I have a bunch of slow feeders coming for him because he gets super excited for food, and in the morning it'd be nice to maybe just for that one not train him. He's a little gremlin for his food. He loves this stuff. Come here, baby. Oops. Down. Nines. Abres. Nines. Abres. I was speaking to him in Armenian, by the way, but I don't know how to make his look at me command a little bit longer because he looks at me, but like every now and then he's like, I did it, where's my food? Nines. Abres. Wait. 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 Get it. Good boy. It's like you can't make eye contact with it because otherwise he'll eat it. So you know that's how he controls himself. It's so funny. Wait.
And I did not
Wait.
rest until
Wait.
July 7th, 5 a.m. and I slept barely for 4 hours. On July 8th, I slept 8 a.m. for
Wait.
3 hours, and then I slept for 40 minutes later that night. Then July 9th, I slept 3 hours, less than a little bit, and then 1 hour randomly.
Misty?
July 10th, I've been asleep 4 a.m. and I just never continued, but that was my life. For the longest still is, basically. I sleep sporadically in the shortest of intervals. I
Misty?
was really concerned with my sleep.
Misty?
And I started to, I had to ask my psychiatrist to consider sleeping meds.
Misty? Wait. Wait. Get it. Good boy. Get it. All done. All done.
This journey for me of healing and becoming myself again is so random. Random as in like I don't know what I'm gonna do next to help myself. It's so new to me. But I've come a long way and I'm obviously not gonna give up. I've always been somebody who's really passionate about impact, and I think that stuff like this can have an impact. Plus, it takes away from a very lonely experience for me, and maybe for, I don't know, if somebody else relates. But, this is ridiculous. This is an example of, like, not talking enough about things, that it's like the moment I do, it's heavy. It's extremely heavy. So, when I'm explaining things, I just want you guys to get a better picture of like the way that I think and the way that I'm approaching my healing journey, because I don't know, I feel like maybe outside looking in it could be very difficult to understand what I'm thinking or why I'm thinking the way that I am, and sometimes I don't know either, but I know I'm really confident about who I am as a person, so maybe my approach to this is a little bit different, but I just want you guys to fully understand me, in the context of these videos.
Fall in love with the way I carry the sun on my back without burning. I make this life look easy. You leave pieces of yourself on my skin and call it love. My eyes remind you of coal. You ache to light it on fire and call it passion. You fall in love with the way I suffer your anger without burning. I make this life look easy. You leave pieces of yourself on my skin until there's no room for my heart. My eyes remind you of coal. You ache to light it on fire. Love should never be this blinding. I keep losing sight of who I am.
I ended up falling for this person more so than I've ever fallen for anybody before. I love unconditionally, and I think that blessing comes from my parents, who I watched love me unconditionally my entire childhood. I also don't love easily, so I'm not the type of person where words will do anything for me, to be honest. I like one person every 3 years. So this was just a really unlucky situation for me, but I wouldn't even say unlucky because I don't think I regret meeting this person, but I do wish my healing process was quicker than what it is. The reality that I have to live with is really rough. This would be the second time I've ever talked about this, literally. So I'm not good with it at all. I don't hate him. I think if I hated him, this would be a lot easier, but I don't think that's possible for me. I understand that the person that I love doesn't exist.
Sometimes it gets so bad that I swear I have a stomach full of knots. My entire life consists of untangling the grief inside me, and I don't feel I have the strength to keep sifting through the parts that hurt. It's been bad for a while now, I just haven't said it. The world is gentler to me when I pretend to love it back. If I was honest about how much I thought about leaving, it would open the ground beneath me, and I won't let anyone fall because of me. When I say it's getting bad, I'm not crying for help. I'm asking for mercy. To live with sadness is to die each day. I have lost every version of myself that I have ever loved, and my insides have stretch marks from digging for what's left.
Over the year of going through all these things, just lost every part of myself. I was slowly losing weight throughout, and slowly just lost every part of myself that I was really confident in and I loved. I speed run. Lost another 10 pounds, so I've been down 20 pounds. It's a lot harder to go to the gym and record yourself when you don't feel good about anything about you. So that was really difficult for me. I didn't go to the gym for 2 weeks, which I know that sounds stupid, but for me, when the gym is this automatic and I've been going since I was 17, that was scary for me. I was eating half a Jamba smoothie or a full Jamba smoothie every day, so for 2 weeks I didn't go to the gym, and that was very unusual for me because no matter what happens in my life, I'm in there. That's my, safe haven, and for me, I did not care to go. Even now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I just go. Some days I have some really good days where I'm damn, I can't wait to get in there. Other days I'm just I can't wait till I feel like myself again in there. I long for it, but I'm working for it, I'm not giving up on myself, but that's just
Another update is that I am significantly lighter since the last time you guys saw me. I post about my physique all the time. It's honestly one of my biggest passions. That's what also makes coming back a little bit difficult. It's a bunch of things, but on top of that, I'm just not happy with the way that I look right now. But I have sort of found healing in a lot of things by sharing it and documenting it. So there's that, and maybe this will be my before. Here's my physique update. I live in sweatpants now, by the way. In my house, Black Friday shopping, I went shopping for a bunch of new gym gear and just sweats, because I know I preach body positivity, self-love, but there's a lot of things that sort of went out the drain in regards to that for me this last year. But it's a process. I think vulnerability is really important. I will say that right now I'm struggling with the way that I look. And then to see yourself change so significantly, especially your physique, as somebody, if you guys are into fitness, as somebody who goes to the gym all the time, is looking at my body in the gym all the time, and is noticing how different my physique is and how significantly different it is. It's hard to not be affected by it. Come here, baby. Ari, Hershey, Ari. No more. When I stepped on the scale, I was 95 pounds. For those of you who watched my bulking series or just kept up with me, you know what I was sitting about. So I've lost like give or take like 20 pounds. So.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't care about him, so. It wasn't long before I realized I cared about him still, you know, and I understand the basis of which I started to love this man were not truthful, but it doesn't change the fact that at that point I love him.
I know you don't, but I make a date for gold, and you can bet your life in rain.
In one of the podcast episodes I did with Nona, oh my baby. Oh. In one of my podcast episodes I did with Nona, we had music is just energy. Like you feel music. There's so much emotion in music. So he would talk about how he starts his days with without lyrics. So there's like no influence on his brain, and he plays like happy jazz music. So I just searched a happy jazz playlist, and just the contrast of coming out of the bathroom to that made me laugh.
Besides the lamps, my entire apartment is getting a makeover. Like this bed frame is going, my couch is going, my coffee table is going. I think this is the biggest part of what I'm doing, which was almost like a stepping stone to me making this video. I was like, oh, that entire makeover would be sort of like nice to document. And then my brain was like, how about I just document the journey? As somebody who doesn't talk to people, I'm not vulnerable with a lot of people in my life. I've just sort of learned to feel the things that I feel by myself and get through them by myself. I'm not saying it's the healthiest way ever. Most of the time I learned to make this my outlet. So I was reminded of that and I was like, that's probably a good place for me to start. That's why I was like, maybe I make this into a series where touch on the apartment stuff again. I'm looking forward to revamping my entire apartment because this unit that I got, especially with the windows, I feel like I dreamt of this unit, you know, because I've always loved natural light. I've always wanted my entire wall to be windows. But recently, over the last year, I
Soon my place
just
will
went
feel
through so much
renovated.
that I almost felt robbed of my home. And I met somebody who later became one of the most important people in my life. Relationship ended so horribly that I felt felt unwelcome in my own home.
I'm about to start up.
Sorry, but I had to reintroduce myself to parts of my home. I spent so much time with this person, and my living room was so difficult to get accustomed to again. I felt unwelcome there. I was getting triggered in different parts of my house with memories and all this stuff. It was horrible. And so I thought for a second, like, I'm gonna move because I shouldn't have to feel trapped in a place that I live. But then I thought about it and I was like, what if I just replace everything? I sell everything, use that money to buy it again, buy new furniture, and this place can look and feel brand new. And that's what I'm gonna do instead. So I'm really excited about it because I love this place. I really do. And I wanna rewrite what this experience in this apartment has been for me.
Running around the entire house with this thing in his mouth. I think he loves it. Baby, look at this. Ari, look at this. What's this, baby? I literally, what time is it right now? It is currently 7:30. I just finished with my stream. I usually start my stream around like 5 p.m., but I started it today at 2 p.m. because I'm a Valorant attorney. And I ended it off with book club, which is something that I just recently started doing for my stream. And I'm really into reading. I feel like reading changed my life. There was a lot of there was a lot of perspectives of life that I was introduced to. There was a lot of, hi baby. I don't know, there was just a lot of things that changed for my life after I read a few books, and then I just really got into the storytelling of some books, like outside of even self-help. But anyway, so I decided to like, hey, why not like bring that with my stream, because I don't know, I feel like I wouldn't have got into reading. I can't remember what got me into it, what made me read my first book, my first self-help book, where I was like, damn, like imagine I didn't know these things, you know? And I thought, why not? Maybe some people, like in passing, they always like listen to things and they may not pick up an audiobook, they might not, you know, like go through the extent of doing that on their own. I was like, how about I just read, you know, on stream, and the people who want to follow do, and the people who want to listen in passing do, and maybe somebody hears something in passing and is like, damn, that's crazy, and then gets a little bit interested and then joins. So right now we're reading a Kotar. We're on the second book. This is good. This is a great book, dude. Usually I'm not into fantasy, but this book is good. It's lovely. And I'm happy that my sister recommended it to me, and I'm happy it blew up because I'm enjoying it, and it's been a while that I've actually read a novel, right? Like, I usually read self-help for the last like few years. But the second book that we're reading is It Didn't Start With You by Mark Wan. This book talks about how family trauma, or like trauma that your parents experience, your grandparents experience, can literally alter your gene expression through epigenetics and like epigenetic tags, and you are literally born predisposed to certain issues, emotional issues, distress, whether it's PTSD, depression, anxiety. But I want to practice maybe the wait command. Wait. Hershey Nasty. Wait. Hershey Nasty. Nasty. Wait. Wait. Nasty. Wait.
When I say these things, like I still love him, it's because I want to be with him. When patterns repeat, they worsen. So I know where I would be if I had ended up marrying this man like I was, mentally prepared to. And I don't want that, I don't want that for my kids. I don't want that for my family. I don't want that for me.
I will not lie. First of all, I look great. Second of all, I did not want to put in the effort to find matching socks, and I told myself, I just need to buy new socks, but I told myself, okay, who cares? You're gonna be wearing shoes anyway. I threw away my white Converse recently, and I forgot about them, and I keep forgetting to buy a new pair, and every time I just go to like the lifts that require, which is leg day, the lifts that require a flat sole, I just sort of take my shoes off. And now, I told myself, like, who cares about your mismatched socks because you're gonna have shoes on, but now I'm gonna have to take my shoes off. And I know I've reached a peak of I don't give a fuck, because I changed nothing about that realization. I'm still gonna go with these socks and take them off. I'm actually so exhausted. This is why I can't leave going to the gym till the end of the day.
I just experienced something that I never saw myself experiencing, but it's because I turned sort of a blind eye to my own intuition. I had like a journal prompt once where I wrote good actions, like respectful and fulfilling and loving actions he did to me, and I had none. The best way I can sort of describe this is like familial love. It's like if my sister randomly turned really violent, you know, and he never laid his hands on me, so I don't. Personality is literally just physical, but he wasn't. I would never abandon her. I would forever. There is literally nothing anyone in the world could do to stop me and make me abandon them. I would forever be concerned. And it makes me sort of like sad initially, and that's why I wasn't going to abandon it. And a part of me feels really guilty that I had to. So that's another reality that I have. When I love somebody, which is not, I don't love a lot of people, that level of commitment is forever for me. And so there was nothing again that anybody could do or say that would make me hate them, hate him, you know, want to abandon him, because the only thing that I think in these situations with him is I start to realize that the way that I can't fathom how he's capable of treating me like that is the way that he literally can't fathom the way that I love him. You know, it's the same thing, and it makes me sort of like sad. My brain starts to legitimately disassociate from the year that I just experienced, because I don't know what was true and what wasn't, and I feel like for a year I didn't exist.
I will give you the world if you would just give me a second of your time. I will move mountains to ease your journey, as long as you wait until I cross the creek too. I will stand right by your side through the strongest storms, but please let me under your umbrella when it rains. I would give you all of me and only ask for a fraction of you in return. This can't be what love is.